because part of me is like, you know. Okay, you're good.
Hi everyone. Hope you've had a beautiful week so far. You've been very much looking forward to this class like I am. We're going to start with a guided meditation. So just either finding a comfortable seat with the hips elevated, knees down. Otherwise you can come to lay on your back. And we'll be here for a few minutes. Just making yourself as comfortable as possible, setting up your seat so you feel alert and yet relaxed. Just begin by taking several long, slow, deep breaths. Inhaling fully and exhaling fully. Just allowing your breath to find its own natural rhythm. Bring your full attention to noticing each in-breath as it enters the nostrils, travels down into your lungs, and causing your belly to expand. Noticing each out-breath as the belly contracts and air moves up through the torso and back up through the nose. Just inviting that full attention on the breath. You may begin to notice how the inhale is different from the exhale. You might experience the air as cool as it enters the nostrils. Maybe experience that sensation of warmth as the air moves out of the nostrils. Just a little signifier of it being within the body before exiting the nostrils. And as you turn more deeply inward, starting to let go of the outside world, just allowing it to dissolve into empty space. Letting go of sound that might be distracting you, allowing that to dissipate as the focus of your attention. And don't strive to alter the breath in any way, just simply noticing how the body is breathing. You might notice which muscles are involved in the breathing process. You might notice that sensation of fullness right at the top of the inhale. And that feeling of withdrawing that comes with each exhale. As the mind starts to wander, moving into stressful stories, imagery, fantasy, just allowing that to melt away and drawing that attention back to the breath, arising and passing with each moment. Noticing when your mind has wandered, and observing the types of thoughts that are hooking or distracting you. Noticing is the richest part of learning. We observe those thought patterns that are being revealed to us as we connect with those deeper layers of our being. And then we gaze at the thought that's arising with compassion. And then we allow that thought to just fade away. You can almost imagine it in the Buddhist metaphor, actually, is to envision thinking like clouds in the sky. So a thought will arise out of empty space. It passes through the mind's awareness. And then rather than holding on to the thought, holding on to the cloud, you allow it to let go. And you return that attention to the breath until another thought arises, and we do that same practice. And thinking arises, thinking fades away. And when you're ready, if you're laying down, you can place the palms on the belly. Otherwise, if you're seated, you can just allow the palms to rest on the knees. Shoulders pulling away from the ears and the chest is full. We're going to move into a breathing practice to connect our meditative frame of mind with our asana sequence. Samadhi pranayama, equal breath pranayama. We're going to breathe in for a count of 4, holding the breath. And then we're going to exhale for 6. So regularly in this practice, if you practiced with me before, we inhale for 4, hold, and we exhale for 4. But I'd like to actually start that meditative, tranquilizing, pacifying practice right from the get-go. So we're going to exhale for 6. And actually increasing our exhalation allows the mind to settle, the body becomes more quiet, way more easily. So we're really tapping into the parasympathetic nervous system with our long, slow, conscious exhales. So when you're ready, let's take a big belly breath in together. Feeling the belly rise and stretch like a balloon. Exhaling when you're ready out of the mouth if it feels comfortable. And let's inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Continuing with your breath, releasing that counter breath, letting it go, and just allowing that effortless wave-like breath to just pull in and out of the belly without that keen attention. Just relaxing outward, letting go. If you are on your seat, removing any props that might be underneath the buttocks. So we're going to come to lay on our back for our first pose. We're going to come into a nice, big, juicy, full body stretch, Banana Asana. So let's start to walk the heels of the feet over towards the right-hand side of the body. And we're walking mindfully here. You'll start to notice perhaps the pulling in the left-hand side. Then we're going to walk the upper part of the body and the chest over towards the right as well. So the midline of the body is resting evenly and safely in the middle of the mat, whilst the heels of the feet and the upper chest are drifting over towards the right hand side. Hands can be interlaced around the opposing elbows, lifting them above the head. Otherwise, any other alternative hand position, hands on the belly or besides the waist. And this is a nice, beautiful stretch to start off with in our practice because it involves stretching a lot of the parts of your frame. So you've got the armpit, that pulling underneath the armpit. You've got that expansion of the rib cage. You've got that lengthening of the psoas and the hip. And you've even got the bowing of the legs. And just letting go with your breath. Each inhale, the belly creeps all the way up to the nape of the neck. Each exhale involves softening, the loosening of your grip. Got another minute here, so you may like to explore lifting your left leg and placing it on top of the right foot. Just gauging whether that feels comfortable for you. The idea is that it intensifies the stretch over the left-hand side of the body. So if it doesn't feel comfortable, you can always release it back down. Big, deep belly breaths. We're allowing the belly to rise deeply without force, without pressure, and with gentleness. And slowly releasing the feet, releasing the arms if they're interlaced. We're going to mindfully walk the heels over to the left-hand side. We're not doing big, great steps, just little steps over to the left, and then we're going to lift our upper body and take that over to the left as well. Just noticing any subtle differences between your left and right side. And finding a position here where you really can drop the back of your head into the floor. You can close or lower the eyes, relieving yourself of distraction. And the dishes can wait to be washed. And the floors can wait to be vacuumed. They've waited before plenty of times. It's quite funny to think of all the things that suddenly appear to be a priority when we're completing our home practice. And feeling the lateral movement of the breath in the right hand side. Those muscles expanding with each inhale. If it feels appropriate, lifting that right foot, placing it on top of the left foot, otherwise leaving them beside one another. Settling back into stillness after finding your new edge. Relaxing back into your original edge. An edge that might feel a little more soft, a little more pliable, a little more open. Relaxing the shoulders, a few more breaths. The belly rises, the belly falls. A little signifier for the rhythm of life, that push and pull of the universe, the yin and the yang. And let's release now. Taking the palms beside the hips, walking the heels of the feet over towards the midline of your mat, and just relaxing here in lying Samasthiti or corpse pose, Shavasana. And just feeling the beauty of a neutral body, one that has been stretched and lengthened, rinsed out. Taking your left knee in towards your chest, interlacing the fingers around the outside of the knee. Both feet are flexed here, nice active pose, feeling that fresh pull of circulation drifting through the limbs. You're gently pulling that knee to the outer edge of the armpit. And as you do that, you're drawing down the heel of the right foot. Relaxing the shoulders as much as possible. It's natural for us to contract them. See if you can pull them away from the earlobes. One big belly breath in. And then as you exhale, we're going to release the palms beside the body, stretching them wide. And we're going to take the left knee over the midline of the body and gaze over that left shoulder. Now, this knee may meet the floor here, but a guideline is to actually have the left shoulder on the floor. So if the knee can only come about halfway, that's fine. We're just going to take a few breaths here. So about 3 deep breaths. If you're gazed over that left shoulder, what does it feel like in the neck? What feeling or sensation is arising in the back of the neck, the side of the neck? And how does it feel in relationship to the shoulder? Just become an explorer of your body as you lay here. Taking a keen interest in the layers of subtle sensation that's presenting itself to you if you're open and aware enough to receive it. Let's take a big belly breath in. Exhale out of the mouth. Beautiful. Inhale, lifting the knees. Let's straighten into our left leg and draw the right knee in towards the chest, interlacing the fingers around the outer shin, drawing the right knee to the outer armpit, both feet and legs. Feeling that sensation of expansion in the pelvis. We may have spoken about this in class last week, but it's really important during this time, if you are sitting down frequently, that you stretch the hips. Otherwise, you may find yourself with an issue called adaptive shortening, where if you sit for prolonged periods of time, muscles and connective tissues within the hips start to relax because they're not being used. What we want to do is we want to stretch those muscles, we want to activate those muscles, but most of all, we want to use them. We want to use our body, we want to take care of it. Let's take one more inhale. And as you exhale, releasing the palms out wide, taking that right knee over the midline of the body and gazing over your right shoulder. You may just be able to come down onto the toe tips. Just feeling that curvature in the spine. Breathing into the upper back. With each exhale, you might find that you can release into the twist a little more. And then when you're ready, Inhale, lifting both knees, cradle pose. Let's take the hands around the shins and rock from side to side, massaging the sacrum back. Taking the feet parallel to the ceiling here, happy baby. The fingertips around the outer edges of the feet. If this is too much, another option is to just take the palms around the knees and draw them to the outer armpits. And initially, let's rock from side to side. Feeling that changing sensation of pressure, spaciousness as you move from left to right. Be mindful not to hold your breath, big, sweet, sweeping belly breaths. And coming back to a neutral position, see if you can loosen the grip around the feet just a little and see if you can allow the pull of gravity matched with the slight pull of your hands to allow the knees to just roll outwards and start to drift towards the earth. When you're ready, let's take the knees into the chest. Nice big final squeeze, give yourself a big cuddle. You might even like to take the forehead to the knees. And let's relax back down. Let's roll over to our right hand side. Then come up to a comfortable seated position at the front of your mat. Bowing your fingertips, so we're going to place them on our shoulders. And you can close the eyes here, and we're just going to create some big circles at the elbows, and you'll start to feel that nice stretching sensation in the front of the chest. Feeling the movement of the scapulars, the shoulder blades, and the back body. When you're ready, moving in the other direction, elbows forward, eyes are closed. Moving away from distraction. And for class here today, see as much as possible that you can keep the eyes closed and just listen to my direction. You know, I hope I don't regret saying that, but we won't know. I won't know at least. But see, rather than, let's release the palms, rather than gazing at the computer, I'm going to see if I can be as detailed as possible so you can have a more meditative, fluid experience. So on your next inhalation, we're going to take the elbows wide and we're going to take the gaze up. And then on an exhale, rounding into the upper back, backs of the palms together in front of the body, chin to chest, feeling that pull in the neck. Inhale, elbows wide, gazing up. Exhale, rounding into the upper back, chin to chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Coming back to a neutral spine here. Inhale, sending the palms up out in front. And then on an exhale, we're going to take the left palm to the side and reach the right palm overhead. Inhale, lifting up, gazing up. Exhale, right palm to the right hand side of the mat, left palm overhead. Inhale, gazing up. Exhale, interlacing the fingers behind the back, opening into the chest, taking an inhale And as you exhale, release, we're going to take the palms forward, coming into a child's pose variation. So really rooting down into your hips here, allowing the palms to come forward and allowing the head to rest on the floor if it needs, otherwise you can leave it upright. And inhale, let's slowly start to creep the hands back. And we'll do that one more time, but let's change the position of the shins. Left shin in front of right shin. Inhale, send the palms up, gazing up. Exhale, left palm over to the left, right palm over. Beautiful. Inhale, raising up. Exhale, right palm meets the floor, left palm overhead. Inhale, gazing up. Exhale, interlacing the palms behind the back, opening into the chest, gazing up. Inhale. Exhale, releasing the palms. Equal weight in the sit bones, and let's fold forward. And we'll take 3 deep conscious breaths. And inhale, let's slowly start to raise up, unfurling spine. Lovely. Let's come over onto the hands and knees. I'm going to tuck the toes here, knees underneath the hips, palms underneath the shoulders. On your next inhale, we're going to send that left foot back. I'm going to send the right palm forward, lengthening through the fingertips and the back of the heel, taking an inhale. And as you exhale, releasing the elbow and the knee, drawing them in together at the chest. Inhale, palm forward, heel back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And as you inhale, expanding, feeling the abdomen stretch. And exhale. On your next inhale, right arm forward, left leg back, remaining here. Otherwise, option 2, you can open into your right palm. Option 3, we're going to bend into the knee and take hold of the foot. Pressing up the knee, gazing over that right shoulder if it's comfortable and the balance isn't compromised. And we're going to take a few deep breaths, kicking that knee up, really feeling that stretch in the hip as you do that. One more breath. And an exhale. Inhale, right palm forward, left leg back, big stretch. Exhale back into a neutral tabletop position. We'll move through some cat-cow stretches before coming to the opposite side. So inhale, let's dip the belly, lift the hips and chest towards the sky. Exhale, rounding into the upper back, chin to chest. Inhale. Eyes closed. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. We're back to a neutral tabletop position, getting set up for tiger curls on our second side. You might even like to lift the fingertips here, spreading them wide and planting them down one by one. Observing that feeling of strength and stability through the hands. On your next inhale, let's take the right leg back, left palm forward. Inhale. Exhale, elbow to the knee. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, left palm forward, right leg back. Option 1, opening into the left palm. Option 2, bending into the knee and taking a grasp of the foot. Keeping your knee up, opening into the chest and gazing over the shoulder. If the balance is a little lost, you can always look down. Remembering whatever position you're in here, either of the 3 options, just allow yourself to rest here without criticism, with acceptance. Let's take one more breath in. Slow exhale. And inhale, right leg back, left palm forward. Exhale back into a neutral tabletop position, and we'll release into some cat-cow stretches. Either leave the palms and the fingertips where they are. Otherwise, we're going to take the base of the palm, so we're flipping the palms. The base of the palm is parallel into the front of the mat. Coming into your cat-cow, inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the chest and the hips to the sky. Exhale. And what are the differences that you're experiencing as you move through cat-cow? How does it feel to have the heels of the palms parallel to the front of the mat rather than the fingertips? And how does it feel different in relationship to the front body? And how does it feel different in relationship to the spine? Just comparing the two. And when you're ready, coming back to a neutral position, bring the fingertips back out in front, bringing the heels or the buttocks to the heels. We're going to separate the knees, walking the palms forward, coming into child's pose. So lengthening through the fingertips here, hips to the heels, and the head just gently presses against the floor. And then take about a minute here in child's pose. And today we're going to explore Patanjali's concepts of sthira and sukha, steadiness and ease. And one of the main yoga sutras of Patanjali is, I might bastardize this right now, I'm having a bit of a blonde moment, but sthira sukham asana. And it's basically telling you that any kind of yoga pose, or as they say in the Yoga Sutras, asana, needs to embody both qualities of sthira and sukha, balance and ease. So in class we explore that idea of tapas, creating heat when you're in a little more of a dynamic hatha practice or vinyasa practice, if you practice vinyasa as well. But the idea behind creating heat is that we pull back and we bring the body back to equilibrium always. Otherwise you're going to be in that tapas, fiery frame of mind in your practice. So what I invite you to do today is really to understand and comprehend when you're holding yourself back. So when you're being lazy, when you're feeling a little bit vulnerable, when you're feeling a little bit like you just don't feel like trying very hard. Cueing or noticing those kinds of modes of thinking are just as important than thinking you are pushing yourself too far, full stop. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back into a neutral tabletop position with that in mind. If you're feeling a little lazier, if you're feeling a little apathetic, a little annoyed, even just not in the mood, see if you can create a little more tapas to bring you back to steadiness and ease. And if you feel like you're doing the opposite, where you're pushing too hard, can you allow yourself to hold back a little? Can you be a little bit more gentle, have a little bit more compassion, or as Buddha says, karuna? So let's take our left foot over towards the left-hand side of the mat. We're going to take our right knee over towards the right, coming into a low lunge. Now the hands are going to be on the inner side of your left foot. So this is what they call dragon pose in our yin practice. Now, if you're a little more open in the hips, you can tuck the toes of this right foot and come back onto the meatier part of the top of the right knee. You should never be resting right on top of the knee. If you have any troubles with the knee, you can always place a blanket underneath the calf. Remaining here, palms can rest underneath a bolster, stacked books if you're feeling a little uncomfortable. The idea here is we're allowing the hips to soften, so we're allowing them to drop. And paying attention to where feeling is arising. I'm sure it's most notably in your hips. And can you surrender into the pose rather than fight against it? And sending the breath to all of those tight places in your body. Observing them slowly unraveling. And if it feels comfortable and appropriate for you, I'd invite you to start to walk that left foot more over towards the left, and you're going to roll over onto the long edge of the foot. Now you can remain here, otherwise you can use your left palm to press the knee away from you. If you're feeling a little more like you'd like to create a little more tapas, a little more heat, let's make a note of whether that's appropriate first. If it is, you can always come down onto that right forearm. And you can bend your right leg and take hold of the foot. And we're just going to take a few breaths here. So either of those variations, whatever variation you found yourself in that feels most comfortable and appropriate for you. Giving yourself a little pat on the back for doing so, and then you might have guessed it, closing your eyes and turning into direct experience. And the feeling of pulling of the right quad, the feeling of opening in the hips. Wherever you feel sensation, just exploring that. We're going to take 2 more breaths. And let's release now, slowly drawing that left palm back, lifting yourself up on your palms, drawing your left foot over. We're going to take that foot back to a neutral tabletop position, and we're going to swap sides, right foot over towards the right, left knee over towards the left. And just taking your time to set up your pose. Again, if you're a little more open in the hips, tucking the toes of that left foot and drawing that left knee back slightly, coming onto the medial part of the leg, flattening the foot. And I don't know about you, but my hips are certainly thanking me for this. Tuning into the breath in the nostrils as your point of conscious awareness. You might even observe the air moving those tiny little nostril hairs as you breathe in and out. Remaining here in this pose. Otherwise, if it feels appropriate, assessing whether it feels good for your body, drawing that right foot over slightly, coming over onto the long edge of the foot, pressing the knee away from you. You can remain here if that feels comfortable. Otherwise, we're going to bend into that left leg and take hold of the foot. Now I'm a little tighter on my left hand side, so it doesn't feel comfortable for me to actually take hold of the foot. So I'm going to release the foot here. I'm going to come back up onto my arms and I'm just going to press the knee away from me. So I'm obviously a little tighter on my left quad than my right. Or it might be another aspect, it may be the hips. Yoga, especially our asana practice, can be a great laboratory for exploring our frame. You know, exploring where we're pushing ourselves too hard, or exploring where we're not pushing ourselves enough, where we're being apathetic and uncaring about our practice. One more breath in. Exhale, releasing the palms back to the front, coming back to a neutral tabletop position. Let's take the knees together here, hips settling down to the heels. The palms can remain out in front, otherwise if it feels comfortable, taking the palms to rest beside the feet. And the head can rest on the floor. Or if you have a stack of blocks handy, and if there's any tenderness in the neck, you can rest the forehead on. What does it feel like to be in this cocoon-like posture? And just observing whatever is arising as you lay here. You know, we often have a multitude of emotion or feeling, sensation throughout our whole hour and a half class. It's very normal to go from feeling inspired and motivated, content. You can so easily move into irritation or boredom, anger. We like to think of it as a reflection on our practice, but it's actually a reflection on our mind. It's the mind's interpretation of the practice, not the practice itself. But there's a beautiful quote by a writer called Anais Nin, and she says that we don't see things as they are, we see them as we It's just my sentiment to note here as you breathe. And how is my mind influencing the world around me? When you're ready on your next inhale, let's unfurl the spine. The head is nice and heavy, lips last. Let's walk the palms forward and we're going to come up into downward facing dog. So lifting the hips up towards the sky, drawing the heels towards the earth. If your hamstrings are a little tight, here mine are today. We're going to bend into the knees and set the hips up towards the sky. And then we can start walking the dog. So dropping one heel down whilst bending into the opposing knee. And just doing this dynamically, you'll really start to sense a pull in the back of the shin, the hamstring. You know, we're stressing in, we stress the connective tissues of the ligaments and the tendons and the fascia. We do this to improve our range of motion. Inhale, let's take the heels up towards the sky. Exhale, lower them back down. On your next inhale, let's gaze forward to the front of the mat and just step lightly all the way up to the front. And we'll exhale completely, releasing the spine, coming into ragdoll pose. Let's bend into the knees here. You can do this to help alleviate the pressure in the hamstrings. And let's take the palms around the opposing elbows and just rock from side to side. And this is ragdoll pose. So the chest is heavy. The back is heavy. And the head is heavy. Everything is heavy as it drifts like a pendulum from side to side. Sthira and Sukha, balance and ease. Let's release the fingertips. On your next inhale, let's sweep the palms wide, raising up, palms together, gazing up. And let's exhale, take the hands into a darling mudra at the front heart center. Let's lift the toes here, spreading them wide, planting them back down. I'm going to move into a dynamic Tadasana here. So let's take the hands and place them beside the hips. And this is just a nice practice to actually, to actually connect the breath with the movement. So I'll demonstrate. There's two options. On an inhale, we're going to take the palms up and we're going to raise the heels. And on an exhale, we're going to lower back down. So it's very simple, but the idea, particularly concerned with our balance, is that we do everything slowly and cautiously. And the first option here is to not actually lift the heels of the feet, to just come into a straight arm stretch. So inhale, the feet are hip width apart, lifting the heels, gazing up if it's comfortable. Exhale, lowering slowly back down. Inhale, palms up, heels up, gaze up only if it's comfortable. Exhale, slowly lowering back down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. I'm going to Expand on that movement so you can watch for the first one. Inhale, coming up onto the toes, raising up. On an exhale, we're going to fold forward. On an inhale, we're going to lift the chest and take the palms out to the side. And then we're going to exhale, come back down. Now, you lift up to the point where the inhalation is fully realised. So you might feel like it's coming up here. You might just lift up just above the knees. Wherever the inhalation, want it to be fully realised. We want the full inhalation, and as soon as it's over, then we fall forward. So inhale, coming up onto the toes, lifting the hands, or hands rather. And then let's exhale, fold forward slowly. Inhale, palms coming out wide. Exhale, slowly roll back down. Inhale, we're going to take the palms out in front, lifting the toes. Exhale, back down. We'll do that 2 more times together. Inhale, coming up onto the toes. Exhale, folding forward slowly and with relief. Inhale, palms wide. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, coming up onto the toes, lifting right up. Exhale, coming back down. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, palms wide. Exhale. Inhale, palms out in front, coming up onto the toes if it feels comfortable. And exhale. Coming back to the top of your mat if you're not there already. Grounding down into the feet. Inhale, lifting the palms, gazing up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, gazing forward. Exhale, slowly lowering down. Let's bend into both knees here and let's send our left leg back, coming up for a high lunge. So inhale, drawing the palms up, opening into the chest, lifting up through the heart. Knee is stacked on top of the heel. We're going to move dynamically here. So on your next inhalation, or exhalation rather, so let's take an inhale here, lifting up through the fingertips. You might even draw a little back bend. And then we're going to exhale, we're going to draw the palms behind the body and lift the thumbs up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And then we're going to exhale, slowly plant the hands beside that front foot. So you're framing that front foot. You can drop that left knee down if you feel like it, otherwise leaving it raised. We're going to come into a twist. Inhale, raising that right palm up towards the sky. Exhale, drawing it in underneath the back of the thigh. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And on your next inhale, sending that palm right up. And then exhale, planting that right palm next to the foot. And we'll step back however you need to, back into downward facing. And you can walk the heels of the feet here again if the hammies are particularly tight. Otherwise, we're going to move dynamically here. So on your next inhale, we're going to slowly drop to the knees, coming into cow pose, opening into the chest, hips to the sky. And then as you exhale, making sure the toes are tucked, you're drawing the hips back up towards the sky and chest draws towards the thighs. Inhale, cow pose, open chest. Exhale, toes tucked back into downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Gazing forward now to the front of your mat. And let's walk all the way up to the top. You can skip or jump if you like, if that feels good. Let's separate the feet a little further, drawing down ragdoll pose. Let's actually take the trigger grip here. So I'm going to take the 2 forefingers together around the bottom of the big toe. So you're hooking your fingers around the big toe. Knees are bent initially here. We're going to take the elbows around the outer edges of the knees. And as you start to feel a little more open, you can start to straighten into the legs. Otherwise, you can keep them bent here. And the head can be dropped here. You can relax it from side to side. And take one more breath. And when you're ready, inhale, let's send the palms wide, gazing up to the fingertips. Exhale, palms draw towards the heart center. Inhale, raising the palms, gazing up. Exhale, folding forward, releasing the spine. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, gazing forward. Exhale, lowering down. Bending into the knees, let's step our right leg back this time, crescent lunge. Sweeping the arms up towards the sky, opening into the chest. Sending that front knee over towards the little toe edge of the foot. Moving dynamically here, let's take a breath in. Exhale, sweeping the palms behind you, thumbs facing up, beautiful open chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale, let's slowly frame that front foot. We'll come into our twist, dropping down onto your right knee if you need to. Inhale, let's raise that left palm. Exhale, gliding it in underneath the thigh. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, palm raises up. Exhale, dropping it back down. Slowly step back into downward facing dog. And coming here to rest if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to move into your cow dynamic. So on an inhale, we're going to drop the knees, heart open, gaze forward, and then tucking the toes, coming back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, moving forward into cow, belly drops, open chest. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. One more time in your own time. Dropping down to cow, breath in. Exhaling back to downward facing dog, breath out. And when you're ready, gazing forward to the front of the mat. Lightly stepping all the way up to the front, exhaling, completely releasing the spine. And on your next inhale, we're going to send the palms up, gazing up to the fingertips. And then we're going to exhale, lower all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, lower. We're going to bend into the knees, step back into downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, we're going to lift that right foot. And on an exhale, we're going to take that right knee to the back of the right wrist, coming into sleeping swan. Now, the full expression of sleeping swan is to have the shin parallel to the front of the mat, but that can be a little bit too much, so having it on a diagonal is perfectly fine. Lifting up through the toes here, and then what you're going to do is you're going to draw the hips towards the earth until they meet, and you're going to flatten that foot. You can remain here in an upright pose if that's what feels good. You might even like to activate the muscles through the buttocks here, and you'll sense that lifting sensation. So you're switched on, and then let's lower. So coming down to the hands, you can come down to the forearms, otherwise if it's appropriate, you can glide the palms forward and rest on the head. And just tuning into that effortless breath as it moves in and out of the nostrils. And can you allow the belly to be soft here? And can you allow the chest to be soft? Can you allow the buttocks and the legs to be soft now too? I'm going to stay another minute here. And if you're finding this pose a little difficult, are you paying attention to your breath? You can use the breath to alleviate those sensations of pressure. You're moving away from rumination on that sensation of pressure and into the present moment bliss using your breath. Mindful, conscious breathing, improving the flow of blood through our system, lowering our stress hormone like cortisol, and building our immunity. And the breath is always working for you if you're willing to tap into it as a resource for relaxation. And when you're ready, let's lift the head to begin with. Moving with as little effort as possible, starting to draw the palms back. You're going to lift the chest. We're actually going to tap the toes of the back foot and come onto the knees. We're going to keep on the left knee. We're going to straighten that right leg back and we're going to take it across to the left. And then we're going to you're going to dip into your right hip. So draw the right hip towards the earth and you're just going to gaze over your left shoulder. So left knee is in a neutral tabletop position, right leg comes over the midline of the body, over to the left, and you're just gazing over your left shoulder. Take one more breath in. Exhale. Coming back to neutral tabletop, tucking the toes, coming back into downward facing dog. Inhale, let's lift our left leg. Exhale, left knee comes to the back of the left wrist. Placing the leg where it feels comfortable, about a 45-degree angle. The foot is flexed. Tucking the toes of the left foot, drawing the hip down towards the floor. Coming down onto the palms, the forearms. You can stack the forearms on top of one another and rest the forehead. Wherever you are in your pose, drawing back to those qualities of sthira and sukha, not only in our practice, but in our mind. What would it look like to have a mind that embraces balance and ease? And what exactly would that look like? You might think of that metaphor in Buddhism of thoughts being like clouds in that open sky, spacious awareness. Sthira and sukha, balance and ease. Thoughts arise and vanish in that open state of awareness. And they arise and vanish without resistance. We're neither holding on or rejecting the thought. We're allowing it to be before it disappears. Scanning through your hips as you lay here. Are you still holding on unnecessarily? Can you relax the area of the hips about 5 or 10% more? And then take a few more deep breaths. Find that my words are interrupting thought. Just give yourself a little smile. And then return that attention, that smile, that joy to your belly. What does the belly feel like as it moves? Observing the breath in real time, in and out. In Buddhism, we know the in-breath is an in-breath. We know the out-breath as an out-breath. When you're ready, Nice and slowly starting to peel yourself off of your thighs. You're going to tuck the toes, the back foot. You're coming to neutral tabletop position, and then we're going to send that left leg over. A big juicy stretch, and then we'll dip the left hip down and gaze over the right shoulder. And then we'll release. Let's make our way over onto our backs for our last pose of our session. Let's take the knees in towards the chest. Come into a beautiful restorative supine twist, taking the knees over to the right, splaying the arms wide, gazing over your right shoulder or left shoulder rather, if that feels comfortable. And can you allow yourself to move into rest without resistance, with a softness, with gratitude, with joy? Can you allow yourself to just be still here? Just be alone with your breath. And sensing that aliveness that's under the layers of skin in your body. And feeling the muscles through the legs starting to soften. And feeling the muscles through the back starting to soften. Just noticing that gentle ebb and flow of the breath. And each exhalation guiding you a little deeper into relaxation. See if you can allow the breath to do all the work for you, that effortless, easy breath. On your next inhale, you're going to lift the knees, and on your next exhale, you're going to roll them over to the left. And as you rest here, sending the arms wide, taking a big inhale. And as you exhale, releasing that right shoulder towards the earth, releasing into the twist. letting go, and giving yourself permission to switch off. Whatever thought you're currently entrapped by, looking at the thought for a moment, let's fashion it into a cloud and watch it float out of vision, melting into that deep blue. Now returning awareness to breathing, feeling your whole body alive here, breathing. The mind is soft, breath is long, body is still. And on your next inhale, raising the knees, coming into cradle pose, just rocking from side to side. Before making your way into a comfortable lying down position, we're going to be here for a short amount of time, a couple of minutes. But just making sure that you're comfy enough, you're warm enough. And just settling down the eyes. And just using the next 2 minutes, these last 2 minutes of your practice today, to focus on the breath, either in the belly, the chest, the throat, or the nostrils. Picking one of those anatomical points of focus for the breath and just delving right into it. And starting to deepen your breath. You might like to take 2 or 3 really big breaths here and exhale out of the mouth. When you exhale out of the mouth, really picture your body relaxing. Picture it just completely dissolving into heaviness. Whenever you're ready, absolutely no rush. You're going to take the knees in towards the chest and roll over onto your right side. And coming up to a comfortable seated position, the hands together at the heart center in Anjali Mudra. And closing the eyes. And we'll finish our practice today with 3 hummingbee breaths. Inhaling. Palms to the forehead, bowing forward. The divine light in me honors the divine light in all of you. Namaste. Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
Hi. It's just you and I now.
Oh, really?
Look, everyone must have dipped off.
Oh,
I actually,
is it?
I actually saw it happening just prior to Shavasana happening. So maybe.
Maybe they have to go somewhere.
Isn't it funny? There's really no real excuse, is there?
No, there's not.
We're going to have to think of some other white lies.
Yeah.
And how did you find the practice?
That was good. Thank you. That was lovely.
No worries at all. Anytime.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you soon, lovely.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a good week.
See ya. You
Bye.
too. See ya.